Hello friends, I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you doing today? How's life in your world? It's Thursday, November 1st. Today I wanted to talk to you about Altered Carbon. It's a show on Netflix that I saw a ton of recommendations for on my Twitter feed. A lot of my board game friends love the show, and it seemed to check all the little boxes for me. I like dystopian future. I like sci-fi. I like noir, and it seemed to be all those things. So I was like, I'll give it a shot. And there are times when I'm home alone and I want to watch something on my own. And so I just picked that one. Like, we'll give it a shot. So I watched it all over the last week. It's only like 10 episodes, I think. And it just kind of fell really flat for me. It's kind of not good. It's okay. Like, I don't want to say it's not good. I would give it like a 5.5 or 6 out of 10. It's like, yeah, okay, it's a show. The problem is it could have been amazing. Like, I feel like for me, the show spent 7 of the 10 hours trying to make us understand that this character the main character is like this, soulless killing machine. And maybe that was the setup for the end and how he has to make a decision, a human decision. But if that's the case, it didn't fall flat, because I never once, from the start of the show, felt like this person was a soulless killing machine. Like, you never get that. No matter how much they try to pound it into your head, you never feel that way about the character. And so they tried to make this character way more than he was. They tried to make this whole setup way more than it was. When it could have just been like a really good trope-filled sci-fi romp, it would have been a blast. Like, just trope it up, do all the noir stuff, do all that. Stop trying to be like a thriller or something. Or I don't know. The show kept teasing all these little tidbits that ultimately meant nothing for the characters. It was just kind of boring. There was a lot of boring. A lot of sex and a lot of fighting, which was like, okay, the fight scenes are great. I have nothing at all bad to say about the way the show was filmed, the CG, the lighting, the sets, the dress, the characters. All that stuff was awesome. I mean, it looked amazing. I really like the idea of people being able to just jump out of a body into a different body. That's really fun. Really cool concept. And, I like that we use that, or some people can use that to kind of travel the universe faster than light speed, as they say in the show. But ultimately, I felt like it could have been done in 2, maybe 3 hours instead of 10, and I would have been a lot less bored. And I understand there's another season coming, and it's only going to be 8 episodes, so I'm curious about that. But from the whole reason I'm having this discussion is because I wasn't aware until today, actually. I was doing some research that this was based on a book series. I had no clue. And I guess this first season was the first book. And so, as a reader, I got on Twitter and asked people, like, can you recommend the books? Like, somebody tell me that the books are better. And I've actually had a lot of people say, well, I really felt like the show nailed the book. And I'm like, maybe it's not for me then. It seems like the kind of thing I would like. I really liked what the heck's the name of the series? The Expanse series of books. I really enjoyed. I think I read up to book 5, and I really enjoy those books. And it's a similar, there's not the whole re-sleeving, but a similar kind of dystopian future where you've got these powerful people making decisions that are outside the law and that sort of stuff. So similar vein, but I felt like even that show is better because it doesn't try to be some gritty, mindful noir thing. It just leans into the fact that it's like this sci-fi standard tropey film, And that was with this show. It was just a love story retold in a new setting. The same story, They say there's only a couple of different stories, and it's true. And this kind of proved that to me because I felt like all this weird backstory that we didn't need, because it really ultimately didn't help the character or hurt the character. Like, it meant nothing to us as the viewer to see all of this stuff that he had gone through, because it ultimately didn't change his character at all. I never saw an emotional or a physical change in the character based on all this backstory stuff that he was reliving. I just felt like he was the exact same character from episode 1 to episode 10. So no character progression means, do I really need all this backstory? Probably not, in my mind. But I'm not a writer. What do I know? Speaking of that, it is NaNoWriMo, National Novel Writing Month, started today, and I took some notes, and I haven't written a single sentence, but I might. I've had an idea for a little kind of young adult book for a while now, and I think I could pull something like that off in a month, at least a draft, because it's not complex. So I might attempt it. I would love to know if any of you are going to kind of go for it. I know a couple of my Twitter friends do it every year, and I've enjoyed some of those reads. So I might give it a shot. Let me know if you think I should in the comments. Thank you for being here, as always. Thank you for stopping by and making me a part of your day. I really appreciate you. And I know this was a short one, but there wasn't much to say. That's kind of how I feel about that show. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
Chase Random Fact comes from thejournal.co.uk. Who was the first non-human to win an Oscar? In 1932, Walt Disney won the first of his many Oscars for the creation of Mickey Mouse. The press tagged Mickey as the first non-human to win an Oscar.